So much fun. Going live. You're live. Hello. And welcome to Light and Love Intuitive Healing Channel. Tonight I'm going to be talking about a topic that is really close to my heart, and that is vulnerability and consciousness. Hi, Leah, most beautiful, gorgeous demon rider on the planet of juiciness and stories. Love you. I've been going through lots of stuff the last couple weeks, and I just wanted to kind of jump in here and talk about it. And I don't really know what I'm going to say, but I know what I'm going to talk about. So just bear with me and my beautiful mess that I am. So with relationships and myself, I've been learning how to communicate at a different level, how to text less content at a time so I'm not overwhelming people, which tends to happen with me because I'm so passionate and have so much to share and talk about, and I don't always have time to be on the phones. But when I get time to be on the phone, I guess that's a lot more powerful and a lot more effective when I have volume. So apparently in texting, I get to start texting myself comments and topics that I want to talk with people about. But one of the things I want to talk about is when we choose behavior that doesn't work and we say things that we don't mean, or we do mean them, but are we taking account for what we're saying? And what I mean by that is you can text people this volume monster book of stuff all day, and at the end of the day, do you remember what you said? Did you write it down? Did you make a plan to follow up? Did you take accountability for anything you said you would do or not do? This is really important, I feel like, to bring awareness to this topic. I've been dating off and on, and in this particular last run with somebody, I've seen how I showed up a little overwhelming, and I can do that even to my girlfriends. So I'm taking a look at this topic very seriously, and even with my children, I'm taking a look at how I show up. Do I say things and I don't do? Probably. Am I writing things down to follow up on? Am I keeping a list? Am I keeping track? If I'm going to be in business, I'm going to be a business owner as well. This is the next step for me. I want to be fully accountable. I want to take care of my people. So do we half-assedly go through life being unconscious to what we say, what comes out of our mouth? And I'm finding that in the two last experiences I had with these men, is they were saying they would do all these things, or they were about all this stuff, but then over time, they were showing me clearly they weren't. And I'm willing to lean in and run and listen and believe you. I'll trust you all day long until you prove to me that you're not trustworthy. And I feel like so often we put up with it. And if we're putting up with it from others, we're doing it ourselves. So I took a look at my accountability, and I owned where I was at with this one person, and they totally backed way off and gave me excuses. And I got clear in that moment. I'm like, okay, so all the stuff you've been saying is bullshit, and it's all just for fun. So I became clear that paying attention and keeping track, not keeping score, but keeping track, is a valid thing to do. And I never thought about counting the days that I've been in a relationship with a man before until recently. Someone shared some mentors and coaches with me for men, and I'm wanting to get clear about how I show up and how I communicate. So if I'm attracting someone and then they're saying they're attracted and they're showing me and leaning in, and then all of a sudden we come to this plateau and it just goes to zero, I'm like, okay, what did I do? What happened? Well, now I'm clear. Men think differently, and being in same-sex relationships, I really don't have a lot of input, feedback, or advice or tips on that because I've never really been in a relationship with one woman before or anything like that. But I just find that vulnerability of even owning our stance, like saying, here's where I'm at. You're at a 10 and I'm at a 3. It's not really lining up. So asking for clarity, asking for truth. Are you bullshitting me? Like, that's basically where I was coming from. And then I got this pushback. Oh, I can't believe we're having this conversation. It's only been 22 days. Well, fine. Who else am I going to ask? Like, you're leaning into me and I was leaning into you. And now we're at 0. Like, you're giving me nothing after you've come on like a hurricane. So asking for clarity, asking for where they stand or where I stand, I feel is valid. Even if it's too soon in the relationship, if it's been 10 days, what do you want? Okay, cool. Evaluate it. Think about it. Be about it. I don't even have to say anything back, right? But just getting to know one another is important to me enough to just say, are the likes and dislikes even enough to go forward, right? That's where I was at. And it was powerful for me to take a look at my results because I feel like I totally pushed this person away just because I was too excited. Well, take it as a compliment. Okay, I'm overwhelming. Just say it. Don't back off. Well, you're texting me too many times a day and it bothers me. Okay, done. If you don't want my affection, my time, fine. Just say it. I can handle it. I'm an adult. And I feel I am 48 and I'm dating men who are within the range, 3 to 5 years, 3 minus 5 plus, maybe opposite. We're not children. You can feel, I can feel when I have a genuine connection with someone. It's not rocket science. Love is not rocket science. And if someone is not proving to you they are their word or their word with you, it is a huge sign that either something is not working, something's out of alignment. Even in marriage, we can get away with not being our word, not keeping our commitments. And are we allowing it? So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. And it's not really a long discussion. It was just bringing awareness, opening the space for truth and love and light to heal. And I feel like just being vulnerable and owning where I was. So I said, I get that I can come on really strong. I get that. And I apologize. I wouldn't know what you want me to do different unless you actually say it. So there's the feedback. That whole realm of feedback I feel is very important. And if someone's willing to just walk away and give up that easily after that little of time, then that's like great. Now I know, like, that's not even a relationship material type person. He's not even emotionally available. So I'm clear. It was a little bit painful, but I am definitely over it and ready to move forward. And so I just encourage any of you, and most of the people who know me in my life literally know that I take accountability for my shit or when I slip or say things that might not work. If one of my girlfriends will say, you're off cue or you're out of alignment, then I stop, and I listen. And I might still say what I want to say or speak my truth or my heart, but I take a look. So are you willing to take a look at your own stuff in order to create a more valuable, authentic connection and relationship with your loved ones? And one of my other favorite mentors, Jack Canfield, he does this 21 principles CD set or audio set. And one of his things is he says, in relationships, ask your significant people, if you want to know where you stand, is this relationship at a 10? Or what would you? And if they just him-haw around, then they're not willing to be vulnerable and give you the truth, then you ask again. And they give you a number, a 7 or a 6. Then you said, okay. Well, what would it take to get it to a 10? Because I am open. I care about you enough, and I care about this relationship enough to ask. So is there something I could or we could do together to create it being at a 10? And, those are the hard conversations that people just aren't willing to have anymore. And through text, there's no feeling, there's no emotions. You can't judge their tone. You can't hear if they're crying on the other side, just saying, oh my God, I'm so glad you asked, because I didn't have any idea how to tell you. So I feel like it's commendable. And it's what our world is literally dying to go back to, is the authentic connection, the authentic way. And you can type in 1,000 emojis. It still does not give the validation that the tone of your voice can lend. And so in these mentoring and coaching conversations, they were just saying how if you have some type of valid question or valid thing you want to talk or rant over, just ask for a call, ask for a phone call, and just say it. Don't text it all, because it's just so fake. It doesn't come across well, or it's not received well. And 80% of the time, I think most of us can agree that that's true. So that's my little coaching energy for the night. And I love all of you women. And if you're still live with me and you have any thoughts on this, go ahead and drop them in. I don't know that the 3 of you who joined me are still here, but if you are, thank you for joining me. And I see you, Tina and Shelby and Heidi and Leah. And I love you guys so much. And I'm here for you. I just covered the whole topic of accountability, vulnerability, and consciousness, and being willing to take a look at our behavior and our actions and our texting and all of that. So thank you for your love and support, and I will talk with you soon. Peace out.